Yo, what's up friend, what's up fam? It is Jay again, guys. Today we're going to analyze gold. We're going to check gold, what it's gonna give us tomorrow. Let me just go for gold. Here's gold. We're going to check gold and find out what we can do tomorrow. So as I can see, without analyzing anything, I can see a sell and a strong sell. This 45 minutes. Let me just check maybe from 4 hours. Obviously this is a sell, strong sell. 3 hours is sell. 1 hour is clear sell. And 45 minutes still is showing the same thing, and 15 minutes the same thing. I jumped 10 minutes. Let me check 10 minutes. Even 10 minutes is still showing the same thing. So this 15 minutes, most of the time when I want to trade, this is my favorite time frame. So here we're on a 15-minute time frame, my favorite time frame. I love it and I like it. This way I mostly get entry from. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go back from 2 hours. Let's start from there, because if we'll go to 4 hours, it's gonna take a longer, and we will be explaining the same thing. So what we can see from 2 hours, what we see here is easy and simple. From 2 hours is easy and simple. If we start from trend line shows us that market is in downtrend, right? So we're gonna check only trend lines and support and resistance. Then we just go down. Since we have strong resistance above there and we have a strong supporter here, what we're waiting for is market to break this trend line first. It have to break this trend line and break this supporter and then retest this, and then we are good to go. So this will be our spot sell. We will sell from here, and then because market after breaking this supporter, it will form a strong resistance. So we go ahead maybe 10 pips above our resistance and set our stop loss there, and then let the market go. I'm talking about some people who trade to hold, with these bigger time frames. So this is easy to understand and it's easy to spot. This is 2 hours time frame. So we're going to change and go to 1 hour time frame and see if what 2 hours showed us, it is the same thing that the 1 hour is showing us. As I said, the first thing we start with must be supporter and resistance and our trend lines. So I'm just drawing this without just taking time, because I know you understand what I'm doing. You can see clear where the supporters and the resistance are. So this is our trend line, shows that the market is in downtrend, right? This is our first trend line. Our second trend line is going to come from this side, right? You can see how beautiful it is. Then we make it longer, a bit longer, right? So what you can clearly see from here is that market is been respecting our trend line and it's been also respecting supporter. So now here it is. There's two things that can happen here, right? There's two things that can happen here. The first thing is that the market can just break down straight, break supporter and the trend line and go back to retest, right, and go down. This one this is the first possible thing that can happen. Second thing that can happen is that market can just do this, can just come and break here and go back to this trend line, and then from there it can just come down and break it straight and go to test it and go down. That's the second possible way that it can happen. Why it can be like that, I will show you why we are expecting that will happen. Is because after this is been created, after this resistance been created is stronger, we still have two zones, which is this zone and with this one, which is where strong resistance is going to happen when market tests this trend line. This is where strong resistance is gonna happen from. That's why these two things are being expected. So now we cannot just jump in the market and sell before market breaks here. It will be a suicide mission if you does that. So we have to wait for market to break this zone and break this trend line and retest. Then we are free to sell this 1 hour time frame. So we was talking about 1 hour time frame. Now we're going to go ahead and go to 10 minutes and check what 10 minutes says. So as we were talking about the three things that we have to learn first is two trend lines and two zones, which is resistance. First is resistance, second is support, right? After now having our support and resistance, now we're looking for a trend, right? So after drawing our trend line, we can clearly see that a trend is down trend. So what's going to happen? Actually, we're gonna ask again trend line what trend line says about this. So this our trend line. So we must ask our trend line what it says about this. If you remember previously, we realized that we have this zone ahead, which is resistance. So market was doing the same thing that it did from here down to this, went down, and these were respected. Remember, resistance were respected and trend line were respected, but it didn't touch there, so it comes back down. After it comes back down, now it might go back to touch or to test trend line or to test the zone, which is resistance, and then come back down, break here and retest, then go down. In case that it happens, here is our G spot. We're going to do this. We're going to sell from there. So if that doesn't happen, what are we gonna expect? What we're gonna expect again is that market will come to this zone and go back to retest this resistance. Remember, we have another zone, and this zone, which is the strongest resistance we have there, maybe it will go back up and come to break and retest and go down. So in that case, we always know that we will sell after this zone with this supporter is being broken. When it's still playing around there, then we don't have to do anything. Unless if you have a bigger capital that can hold those pullbacks, then you can do that because the market is in downtrend. So this was 30 minute time frame. We're going to go ahead and check what 15 minutes says about this. As always, this is my last time frame where I decide to sell or to buy when I'm playing with this time frame. So now what we've been checking from different time frames is still here. It's the same thing that we see facing here. You can clearly see that we still have the same situation. We still have the same trend. We still have the same we still have the same resistance and we still have the same support. So clearly we still have even our trend line from down. Don't mind about how I'm drawing them. You can draw them in anyhow, or you can you understand or you see what I'm trying to do. So now the same thing happened there is the same thing we still have here as a situation. You can see that we still have the same thing, that the market have to go down here and retest and then go down. So beside that if you zoom out, I'm gonna show you something you must combine with our analysis. First of all, when we have when we have resistance ahead and our trend line shows us that we have a downtrend, we have to check patterns. Now when you come to this, you realize that we have bearish cross, which is a sign of showing us that the bears are still in control, right? I hope you understand this. When you see a bearish cross happens under resistance, you clearly understand that the market is still going down no matter what. Secondly, we have a base of the base, which is dark cloud. Dark cloud is the base, then bearish cross. It's a strong pattern, tells us that these guys now can't get beaten right now, right? When a bearish takes control, when a bear takes control, and those type of patterns happens under resistance, now it is a sign of saying these guys are still going down. No one's going to beat them now. So if you will go back up here also, you will just get to know that we have another bearish cross, which is 3 strong patterns under 3 resistances. I will show you where the last resistance, you can see they are mass of resistance where market comes from down, and when it was here it stopped, it created resistance which has been tested so many times and comes here and created another resistance and comes back down, went up to try to test this the previous resistance, it failed, and then it created another resistance, then it comes down. Now it is struggling with this zone, which is a supporter of previous market. So this is where our market is still stops just by figuring out how it will break down, because to break this zone is not easy. You can see where it started from, you can see how many times it just comes back to retest it. So this time around is going to break it and then we are free to go. So guys, this is what I'm thinking about gold tomorrow, what's going to happen. Just do your analysis as well. I'm doing this to help those who can analyze market themselves. It doesn't mean that I understand market more than everyone. No, it means that what I see, I'm trying to share what I see from my view. So if you have anything else to share with us, you can just go ahead and share with us so we can keep on helping the community. You know, some traders around there are struggling without knowing where to start from, without knowing anything about analyzing market. So we can just keep on helping each other just like that until, because I know most of you guys are in need of trading, but you don't have money to pay mentors. Myself, I mentor traders, but I know that most of you guys cannot afford to pay mentorship, right? That's why whenever I get a time, I just try to share a small knowledge I have that can help some of you around the world. So guys, if it's your first time to come across this channel, just make sure you hit that subscribe button just to keep on motivating us so we can get energy to record more videos. So I can say this is enough for today. Enjoy your weekend. We see each other tomorrow, Monday. You know, this week is going to be full of news, so you have to try to practice a lot, because news doesn't play with anyone, doesn't actually play with anyone. So you have to practice a lot. If you don't have 1 minute strategy, obvious, I say one minute strategy is a strategy that kills any news, I hope you always see my videos trading news with my team. So if you don't have 1 minute strategy, you have to make sure you practice every day, every single day. So enjoy your weekend, guys. I wish you all the best.